Welcome to the Handy Dandy Andy channel. My name is Andrew. I'm your host. Today I'm going to be showing you how to put in tracer wire for your propane. I'm burying propane. So we're doing the yellow poly tubing for the propane, and I want to put tracer wire around it. So we're going to do the tracer wire, and we're going to have to splice this. So I will show you how to use this direct bury connector as well, and I'll show you how to splice that with the wire. And then we're just going to attach the tracer wire to the yellow poly with electrical tape. And then I'm just going to use some regular wire cutters to splice it together. First thing let's start with is putting the tracer wire around. You can see here we have the foundation. I did the mono slab easy form, so I have this foam here for my concrete form. And I'm going to just feed some of the wire this way. Get it up to where I want it. And then we're just going to tape that off with some electrical tape. Okay, then we're just going to let it follow. We can do one more down here. Okay. All right, so the purpose of the tracer wire is to trace where the propane gas in this case is, or if it's a water line, where the water line is buried. So you need to have it be an unbroken piece of a wire the whole way, and it needs to be solid copper, not stranded. And then this outside plastic part is also special. So you can't just use regular THHN for your tracer wire. And then the yellow is just to signify that, hey, this is gas that's going in here, so I have a blue one for the water line. But that doesn't actually matter for, the yellow doesn't help detect where the pipe is. All you're doing is detecting that where the wire is, and then you'll be able to dig down to the wire and know the pipe's next to it. A lot of people, they will tape the tracer wire on the side instead of right on top. It doesn't really matter, but if you go on top, I guess theoretically you could nick the wire or cut it if you're digging with your shovel. So a lot of people put it right next to the side, but you want to have it right next to the pipe. I'm going to leave this connector here. This is where we're going to do the connection, but now I'm going to cut our tracer wire. I'm going to give myself, a few extra inches here. Let's say 8 inches, a foot extra. We're going to cut that there. And now I'm going to follow along this trench. I'm going to go to the other end, and we're going to do the same thing. Start on that end and come this way. All right, now let's start on this end again. This is a different one, and give ourselves a little bit of extra tracer wire. It's not going to hurt anything. Tape that off. Try not to touch the pipe dope. All right, then there's the end of our wire. So we are going to just leave this here, and then we're going to get our next roll of 100 feet, and we'll have to come and splice this together right here. Now you don't have to walk in the trench to put this tracer wire on. You can put the tracer wire on the pipe, the tubing, before you put it in the trench. This is just the way I chose to do it. Now I'm going to show you how to make our first splice. We're going to be using the Drycon Direct Bury Strain Relief Waterproof Connectors. So this is what required for burying outdoors underneath the ground. So here we are, it has a wire nut and then this tube that's filled with like silicone, and then this will slide in past where it's filled, and that goop will kind of get inside there and prevent any water, moisture, dirt from getting in there to corrode it, and then this closes on over the top. So first thing here, let's cut our wires. You'll notice that I used some electrical tape pretty close to each other for the splice, and then we're just going to give ourselves plenty of space here. Let's cut it off there. This is a 14 gauge solid, so we're going to come here and then give yourself just a little over ½ inch. Oh, that was a little more than ½ inch, but so 5/8 if you want. Okay. Then you'll twist these together clockwise with this. Get that twisted together really nice and tight. Okay, give it a nice tug. It's not coming off. All right, perfect. Okay. So now we're going to insert this, and again, this is, you want to go all the way to the bottom, past all that gunky stuff. So we're going to insert this. You can see the gunk coming up. All right, and then we're going to bend the wire on each side. So you can see there's nothing getting in there. Wires are bent, and then we'll just close this over until it clicks. Snapped closed. All right, there we go. And then I'm going to tape this again. Tape it to this thing. Just give it nice, good long few wraps here, nice and tight. This is going to help with the strain relief, because as you bury this, those wires, all that dirt could be pushing and pull the wires apart. So that's what this helps protect from. It helps protect from trying to pull it out, because this snaps closed so that thing can't come apart and pull the wires apart. So pretty simple, easy to use, and now you can splice your tracer wire.